I think we all can agree, yeah, the horsepower wars have gotten way out of control. Like, not only has the standard been completely obliterated by EVs, we don't even know who to blame for the initiation of this automotive space race for more power. Roush, do you want to take the blame? No, no, no. Oh, now you're quiet. Celine? No. Hennessy? No, no, of course not. What about the credit? Do you want to take credit for it? Yeah, that's what I thought. Today we're gonna find out if a 2015 Roush Mustang Stage 3 is still up to the task of competing with a lot of the modern cars, which are in fact still battling in the horsepower wars, but now it's not really so much, to be honest, about raw horsepower as we're seeing with the GT500. Now manufacturers are actually able to combine both insane power figures like the GT500 at 760 horsepower with insane track capabilities, even so far as to go to not quoting their Nürburgring time. There is no official GT500 Nürburgring time as of now, which surprises me. That's kind of cool though. It's kind of a little bit tongue-in-cheek. It's like, we already know, like you Ferrari, you don't want to know our Nürburgring time. Lamborghini, you don't want to know our Nürburgring time. So of course, under the hood, 5-liter all-aluminum Coyote V8 signature engine that, of course, you can buy from Ford as a crate engine, which is what I love about American manufacturers. They encourage the aftermarket. They encourage getting crazy, getting gnarly. What can you guys do on the weekends to make our cars better? That's under the hood, but of course it's a Roush car, so it's got an Eaton blower under the hood. And as quoted by Roush, this Mustang makes 670 horsepower. Speechless, just took my words right out of my mouth. Wow, easily hooked up. Easily hooked up in second there. It's not actually that loud, so you can get a valved exhaust from Roush. That has not been optioned in this case, so we just have a straight up Roush catback. Also has Bilstein suspension here. So, of course, this was, I believe I'm correct in saying this was the first generation Mustang with electric power steering. I did drive a factory 2015 GT when they were new, but that's kind of the norm now, so it's a little bit different. This is so exciting. I love packages like this because tuning companies like this make some of the most well-rounded cars, modified cars in the space. Anyone can go out there, and I'm not, you know, some people do it right, some people do it wrong, and then they find out relatively quickly that they have in fact done that. But you can just go out on the shelf, buy a supercharger, buy an exhaust, maybe get a flash tune or something, or maybe even get dyno tuning, hopefully, and make a little bit more power. But Roush is different. A car like this, you actually get a warranty. You actually get, I believe with this car, it was a 3-year warranty, 3 or 4 year warranty out of the box. Wow, turn in And the tires aren't even warm yet. Turn in is actually incredible here. There we go. There's some oversteer. Second gear corner exit, a little bit of counter steer. Shifter's great. I don't believe they've done anything with the shifter here in terms of feel. It does have the Roush shift knob on it. Definitely feeling a lot more of what the front tires are doing through the chassis than through the steering, which is fine. You know, PS4S's were running actually a 305 square setup all the way around versus this traditional staggered setup. It's cars like these driving on the back roads where I get nervous about the neighbors calling the cops. I really do. It's one thing to hear a Skyline with an open wastegate that sounds angry, but there's something a little bit like more polite about a 6-cylinder than a V8. Okay, so if we go into drive mode, Sport Plus, I believe what Sport Plus does is enables more slip, so about 10% or so less in the traction control. Oh yeah, okay, so it's just muffled inside. Wow, okay, that's not a Mustang thing to do. It's not behaving like a Mustang. On throttle, exiting a corner, it doesn't want to push. It just wants to rotate more. What? So when we look at the 2015 Roush Stage 3 Mustang, it really is in a unique point in time because that's the same year that, of course, the Hellcat came out, right? So 707 horsepower. What did Ford also do in 2015 or the year after? The GT350 came out. They gave up. They were like, hey, you guys do your own thing. We're gonna go over here. Flat plane crank, high revving, NA, completely different route. But it's interesting because that gave way for Roush to create a car that a lot of people wanted. There was a gap in the Ford market if you still wanted to participate in the high horsepower, the horsepower space race, as I called it in the intro. And it still has a little bit of the mid-2000s kind of ethos about it. Look at this, you guys, fake. This center vent here, yeah, it's Roush, iconic brand from America. It's a fake vent. Side vents here. This louver, this one you'd kind of expect to be fake. It's definitely fake. This for the brakes, no. Intake, no. Fake. So there you go. It's fake. Rewind the footage. I didn't say it. I ruined the car for you, I know. But it is fake. How did they do that? Roush has got so much pedigree. I mean, I know the name Roush, I always have since I was a kid. Celine, Hennessy, these are well-known names in Americana muscle car tuning culture. And there's fake vents. The side vents, both of the side vents, the louvers on the side, they're all fake. That's something I would expect from like, I don't even want to spend any more time talking about it. It's so dumb and disappointing. And considering, yeah, this car is now 7 years old compared to a brand new Hellcat, 717 horsepower. The ZL1 still has the LT4, of course, 650 horsepower. And the GT500 is not offered in a manual now with 760 horsepower. This Roush Mustang at 670, not that far off. 7 years, it's still not that far off. Now that begs the question, is there a cap of how much power you can confidently handle with 3 pedals? From 2000 RPM, see where the torque is. This feels totally manageable, incredibly manageable. You know, before this video, and in any rear wheel drive let's say, Skyline or anything like that with like 600 or 700, let's say 700 wheel horsepower, it gets to be a little bit much in terms of unloading, loading the torque, traction, reaction times. Here in the Mustang, it's not. It's actually a lot more manageable. I was prepared to say that we're approaching the limits of what people should be putting through a manual transmission, especially with something like the Hellcat Red Eye. But now I'm not convinced. I say go for it. I say 4 digits. 1,000 horsepower, guys. 2.5 degrees of negative camber also up front here. This car's capabilities are so far above the factory GT. Wow. And I'm on the street, guys. We're not on a track. I'm not pushing this. But here's the thing, you guys, it's still a big car. I've reviewed a 2015 Mustang before. Everything's very similar here. This one has an Alcantara wheel. It does also have the standard GT performance pack, which I don't know why you would want to build a Roush Mustang without that, but it does come with these 2 center gauges. We've got oil pressure and then of course vacuum, so you can see how much fuel you're using. We have already used, I mean, a quarter tank. A quarter tank's gone. Very fast, but incredibly comfortable. Sound deadening is top notch in here, but at the same time, it hooks up. I mean, the second, third, fourth, that is ridiculous. That is insane. Every speed limit broken within a couple of seconds. Hey, you're a pulley, another pulley and a tune away, which is what the owner of this car was talking about, from like another 100 wheel. And even though, because it is such a big and comfortable car, I can still talk. That was full throttle. I can still talk at 4,500 RPM. Truly accessible. Easy to play with here on the street. And I would love to get this on a track. I would die to get this on a track. The negative camber up front, it doesn't behave like I expected a Mustang would. Wow. Still, you know, the rear end still likes to fight with you. It's got a little bit of a skip and a hop. It's stiff, but not too stiff. And even though the car's moving around a lot, mid-corner, the contact patch is very consistent, incredibly consistent. I got a Mustang wave. That's the first time I've got a Mustang wave. This car may have been ridiculous in 2015. It's not ridiculous now. Look at the landscape, you guys. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Hit me up on Instagram if you want to see what I'm driving on a day-to-day basis. This has been a Roush Mustang. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you very soon. I'll see you soon. Tomorrow I'm driving a Giulia Quadrifoglio, so that should be a lot of fun.